What's up, everybody? It's been a while since we had another update video, especially one with like the whole top-down point of view. I actually kind of missed this. If you guys are familiar with my channel, you're probably familiar with the Vital Watch mod, and it kind of goes without saying what this is. But if you're new here, or if you've just stumbled across this video, this is a watch shell replacement kit for the Digital Monster Vital bracelet. And if you guys have been following me on Twitter or on Discord or Twitch, you may have noticed I haven't really been using mine as much as I used to, and that's partially due to the fact that, well, I kind of have every Digimon I want, but also because I haven't really had the opportunity or the urge to wear this thing anymore. A lot of you guys know that I've been on vacation, and I don't really want to bring this to a beach. I also don't really want to take this with me for like formal events or like at work and things like that. I sometimes just opt not to wear it. And I've been using it a little bit less. Also, I've been using this guy a little bit more frequently as well. This is my DMX with my custom shell that will be going on sale next month as well. And I really enjoy the DMX. And it's kind of weird kind of going back and forth between the two because there's a lot of charm in a device like this, and you can see it's frozen right now, but it's still a very old device. You can see that the screen is, you know, it's got that weird polarization thing going on. It still uses like old coin cell batteries and things like that. And it is very refreshing going back to the Vital bracelet. It's just that I don't like wearing it. So I was working on another project, and one of the things that really caught my attention was the fact that when I was working on other things, I found myself using my Vital bracelet a lot like this. And it got me thinking, well, why don't I just turn this into like a regular V-Pet? And so I did. So this here is the Vital Pet, is what I'm calling it. This is, and you can see, well, it's really bright. Maybe you can't see, but this is a Vital bracelet internally, and it's got all of the same mods as my Vital watch, or at least most of them, except it's in a brick style shell. In fact, let me grab a brick. Over here, this is a DM20, and you can see that it's actually pretty close in size. It's a couple millimeters taller, and it is slightly smaller. It's somewhere in between my Kizuna shell and the DM20. And what's really cool about this is it lets me use this thing like a regular V-Pet. And some of you guys are wondering, well, how does the backplate work? And this is actually, this is an earlier model, so we'll talk about future revisions here later, but the back piece actually has some things going on. So there is, first off, the clear housing that I use for the Vital watch to let the light shine through. That's actually, oh, it's going off right now. And that's actually still present. But what's even more interesting is that there is a piece of metal behind it on the back as well. And those two things combined allow me to get a heart rate on this guy. Now, there's a couple of interesting things about this, and I want to talk about it in this particular video while I talk about the other features that we have to get out of the way. Because a lot of people are wondering, well, okay, if it's so easy to do this, why doesn't everybody just spoof their heart rate like that? And the reason is, even though the heart rate sensor will go off, the Vital bracelet actually requires movement in order for the check to be considered successful. And probably in the link down below, I'll link my my Google Sheets data that I posted. I recorded for every 5 minutes from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. While I was at work in the office. I recorded my heart rate that was monitored on the Vital Pet here, and also my total VP, as well as additional notes and things like that. So you can kind of see like what's going on, what happens here. But the short and sweet is that in order to get a heart rate, you've got to be moving, and it doesn't require a lot of movement. This could be in your pocket while you drive. This could be in your shirt pocket or just in your hand or whatever when things are going. But there's got to be some form of movement, which creates very unique gameplay because it's actually different than the regular Vital watch where you're just kind of walking around going about your business. This one, you kind of have to keep, you know, it accompanies with you like a regular pet. And there's a couple of other like intricacies here. It does require you to be more active, and it does in some ways feel like you're playing on hard mode. Now, it's not impossible. In fact, I wish you could see it here, but I actually just got Tobiomon, which is not showing up. There, you can kind of loosely see my fish, but Tobiomon, for people who don't know, he's the hardest champion or level 4 to get on this particular dim. So it's doable. It's actually very easy to do. It's just you have to be slightly more attentive. And while we're talking about dim cards, there's a couple of other neat features that I do want to talk about before I go any further. And let's talk about the feature set of this first. So it still has watch glass. So the same glass that was in the Vital Watch. A lot of the internal pieces are identical here. So there is still that circular watch piece here, as well as a USB-C slot in the back. The screws will be flush and countersunk and not brass. I was just prototyping here. And we have a door here for the dim card. So it's actually a sliding door now that you can open and close with one hand. And what's neat is, speaking of dim cards, we also have dim card storage. So in here, you can use one hand to actually pull this out, or if you want, like you can, so it slides out like so, and this is actually a ramp. But you can actually just pop the whole thing out. So if you've got sausage fingers, or if you just want like a two-hand thing, no worries. It's held in there very snugly, like very snug, so it's not going anywhere, and it can be tightened. So that is the Vital Pet. Actually over here, I've got another dim card to show you the concept here. And here it's yelling at me saying that, hey, you've plugged in a dim, so we've read something. So this, again, creates a completely different way to play. And for people wondering, is this going to be like feasible for me in order for me to like use and play this? And the answer to that is going to be maybe. It depends on who you are. If you're someone like me who doesn't necessarily want to like have to wear a watch all the time, and you just want to have something in your pocket to check up on that maybe you wanted a little bit more of a challenge compared to the stock Vital bracelet, then yes, this is totally going to be for you. And also, let's not pretend like we don't have the Vital, the VB Lab app where we can just plug in our Digimon and then boost them and get as much VP as we want and fight as many things as we want and use items and stuff like that. So in conjunction with the app, this is still easier to manage. You just have to be a little more careful when it gets closer to evolution time. So if you want something slightly closer to a traditional VPET where there's not necessarily care mistakes, but you can evolve into the wrong thing, or if you wait too long, then you might miss an evolution. You do have to be more attentive than this, where, let's be honest, you kind of just sit around and it evolves because you'll never lose VP. So that's just kind of the device it is. It depends on you as a player, and if that's something that interests you, then sweet. I personally like this a lot because I can keep it in my pocket, and if you're worried about things like waterproofing and stuff, well, you typically don't have to worry about that because it's not going to be worn on your wrist, so you don't have to worry about dust nearly as much. A couple of other random things as well. This spot over here is actually going to be a keychain holder. I'm printing another one as we speak, but here there will be a slot for a keychain if you guys have them. I won't be including these as well, but they'll fit on like so, and there's a divot so you can fit everything in there. So that will be another thing that you can use if you have existing VPETs, or if you have your own keychains or cell phone charms, things like that, you can absolutely do. As far as some people have been asking about customization, these I am not doing custom logos for. You will, if you get this thing, you'll be rocking my logo and my logo alone, and that's it. It will look like this with the exception of a couple of things. Colors. So with this, there are two colors. You get a main body color, which in my case is black, and then you also get the accent color, and the accent color is all the mint pieces you see here. So like the dim card accent, the logo, the buttons, the door, and the power switch. You can choose from any one of these colors. And yes, if you've noticed, these are my Kizuna shells. And yes, they will be available in multiple colors as well. In the future, I may add even more colors because there is a small announcement that I want to make. But I have all of these colors available, including plus black and white. And you guys are able to choose any two colors that you want and create your own Vital Pet from this. Now, again, I want to stress that this is a completely different, not completely, but it is a partially different gameplay experience than the regular Vital bracelet, which means this product may not be for you, and that's perfectly fine. The reason I held off on this, because a lot of people have been talking about another style of this, which is basically my Vital watch that was in handheld mode, that was like a brick that somebody else, one of my customers actually made and is distributing. And the reason that I was holding off on this for a while is that I wasn't really sure if people were going to be interested in this type of gameplay, something a little bit more engaged. But it appears like people really dig this. Also, it's so fun to fiddle and mess with. I was doing this on stream so much. I was just playing with the door and like moving it around. It's so fun. Like this feels really good in the hand. Actually, this one, admittedly, this is probably my favorite product that I've made and held and really enjoyed. The reason that this came to being was because this was going to be just for me, because I wasn't sure if the heart rate sensor was going to be reliable. But if you look at the data down below, and I've posted this in the Digitama Hatchery Discord, I've hit like 202 heart rate, which is hilarious because I think that is actually lethal. So it's evident that you can absolutely spoof the heart rate sensor. Even right now, this guy was at 0. He evolved just before I recorded, and I have 25 VP. I haven't done anything. It's just been here. So it's doable. It's just that you're going to have to be more attentive, because if you look at the data again, if you leave this on a desk for 10 minutes, you're going to start slowly losing VP. It can't just be sitting around unless you're gonna be out and about and you're gonna be moving. Even putting this in your pocket and walking counts as movement, so it's totally fine. It's just treat this like the old shaker V-Pets from back in the day. It's kind of similar to that. Also, you could really just wait until it gets close to evolving, throw it into your VB Labs app, give it a bunch of free battles, give it a bunch of VP, because you're probably rich on the Vital Bracelet Lab app, let's be honest, and send it back in and evolve it. That works too. I'm not going to tell you how to play this, but I just want to let you know what the clear differences are with this particular device. So that's it. These will be coming in September. A couple of other things happening in September. I'm actually going on another trip again, actually in a few hours here. I'm just finished packing and I'm going to leave. So when I return, we'll resume regular operations. It is still going to be the 1st of September, as I mentioned before. And we're going to do things a little differently. I'm going to have smaller quantities of Vital Watches, keys in a shells, and Vital Pets as well. But I'm going to be doing them more frequently. And the reason is I don't like the idea of people waiting for a month to get their order. I think it's just not the best service, but ultimately it's kind of what I had to do because of the way my logistics worked. But I've done this long enough now that I've kind of got everything sorted out. So you'll see a smaller quantity, but they'll probably replenish every week. And that also means that I will be shipping things out within a week as well. So for those customers, expect to see things for when you do place an order, you should see them a lot more frequently or a lot quicker than prior. It's just you're going to have maybe a slightly harder time getting them because there's going to be less product and the same amount of customers. They're just going to be distributed per week. So ultimately, we'll end up in the same place. I will still be doing roughly 100 per month. I'll just be splitting them in 25s. As far as my international customers go, again, I cannot stress this enough. When you are placing your order from me, please verify that your address is not only valid, but it is as short as possible in English, because Etsy does not like long addresses. I know for some people, like it just defaults to that, but try to shorten them with like make street ST and make avenue AVE and things like that. Because if Etsy deems it as too long, it will be considered invalid, which will slow your order down considerably because then I have to message you, wait, and then re-enter things. And again, I am a filthy American, so I don't know the formatting of other countries. So please, when it comes to addresses, so please make sure that you are entering in a shortened, valid address at the time of ordering, please and thank you. Also, a couple of other things. I am no longer shipping to Indonesia because of world circumstances. Because of COVID specifically, there's no way that I can ship to Indonesia that won't cost me an arm and a leg. I've unfortunately made that mistake a couple of times, and I can't get around it. So for the time being, until the world situation clears up a little bit, I will not be doing that. And I'm gonna hold that right for other countries as well if I find that the shipping costs are too exorbitant for what I would like to do. Because what happens is a customer will pay for a certain shipping method and then it won't be available. And Etsy doesn't detect that until the label's made. So I apologize. If something like that does happen and you are one of the affected countries, feel free to message me and we can work something out. But just in the meantime, know that that's what's happening. And other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Again, For everyone else who has been patient, seriously, thank you so much. I will be back very soon, and in the following week, we'll get everything sorted out. Also a couple of other things. A lot of people have been asking me about the new Digivices, or the new Vital bracelets, the Digivice V and the Common Rider. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Common Rider. Those I do have pre-ordered. They will be probably in stock. And what I'm going to do is on my channel, I'll be doing another teardown video of both of the devices, which I assume is probably going to be the same internal structure. I can't imagine that Bandai is going to do anything legitimately different. They've claimed that there's going to be improved LCDs or improved screens or something along those lines. I don't see much, if anything, changing. I suspect that my current kits will all be compatible, but I want to do my due diligence, and if they are identical, I'm going to use that video as an opportunity to talk about common troubleshooting things and common issues that you may find with your Vital bracelet, and hopefully try to educate some people and illuminate light on common problems that people will have with these devices now that I've handled well over 100 of these. So yeah, that's what we're going to do with the Digivice V. Those will be on, I think they're on pre-order, or they release in October, so I'll get a hold of one in October. On that note, I'm probably either slowing down considerably or just stopping the pre-modded kits for the time being, just because it feels a little weird for me to sell a version 1 Vital bracelet when there's basically a version 2 coming out in the following month. I may carry a couple of them, maybe just like instead of doing the usual 5 to 15 that I do, I may just do like 3 to 5 for the month. And for the people who really want it and don't necessarily care about the new Vital bracelet, then you can pick that up. But generally speaking, I don't think it's really something that I want to carry, since the cost is going to be the same. A lot of people will probably just wait the month and get a newer one anyway. So that's what's going on with the Digivice V and the Common Rider Vital bracelet. A lot of people have asked me about it, and yeah, that's what I plan on doing. Until then, same as always, I will answer emails as fast as I can. I'm going to be out of the country for a week, so if I don't get back to you, it's not that I'm ignoring you, it's just I may not even have cell reception or something. When I get back, we'll be doing more streams as we've been doing. Thank you for everybody who has followed and subscribed on Twitch. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you for everybody who has joined the Digital Gate Open Play Discord for the Digimon card game. That's been super fun every weekend when I do have time to play. It's been really cool to hang out with you guys, and it's cool that you guys are just doing your own thing without me, and I love that. Friendly reminder that Discord is also only for the trading card game, so please don't go in there talking about where's my order and things like that. It is just for the Discord. We do have a VPET section, and you could talk about it, but don't come to me with your Etsy order specifically. That's what Etsy is for. Please use your private messages. But yeah, I think that's actually it this time. It's been really cool talking to everybody again. Thank you all again for your support and everybody's patience. I genuinely cannot wait to get back and up and running. But with that being said, this is running too long. I will see you all next time. Peace.